Sangha. All glories to the assembled devotees. Yashamati from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for giving your
Chicago.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shyama Supriya Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Srila Prabhupada, thank you so much, Mataji, for your very valuable association, and thank you for conducting these sessions. And just to Prabhupada's Lilamrta sessions always. Hare Krishna, this is Priti Vilasini Devidasi from California.
Hare Krishna, Priti Vilasini Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for always being on the call and encouraging all the devotees. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your kind words. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for presenting on the call and giving your valuable association, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shyama Supriya Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj and all the assembled devotees. This is Nanda Priya Narmada Devi Dasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Nanda Priya Narmada Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining this session and giving your wonderful association this morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shyama Superior. Oh, go ahead, Mataji. I'm so sorry.
That's okay, go ahead. Hare Krishna, Shyama Superior Mataji. This is Kaumodaki from Baltimore. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Srila Maharaj and all the Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Kaumodaki Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for giving your valuable association and time this morning and coming on the call, Mataji. We are eagerly waiting for your class, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shyama Supriya Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharajas, and all glories to the assembled devotees. This is Tiffany in Pennsylvania. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Tiffany Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the session and giving your very sweet association this morning, Mataji. We are very glad to have your association every Friday, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devi Dasi from Texas. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the session and giving your very sweet association this morning. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Are there anybody on the call who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Shyama Supriya Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Induleka Karna Devi Dasi from Lincoln.
Hare Krishna, Induleka Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the session and giving your very sweet association this morning, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I welcome all the devotees to our Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call of our Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrta summary. And as part of this summary sessions, today we have with us Her Grace Kaumodaki Mataji to give the summary of Lilamrta Chapter 19. Hare Krishna, Kaumodaki Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for giving your precious association and time and giving the summary of this chapter, Mataji. I now hand over the call to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shyama Supriya Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj and all the devotees. Hare Krishna. Actually, I have not prepared any summary study. I'm going to read from the Prabhupada Lilamrta because I don't know, I cannot read so much at one time. So I'm just going to read as much as I can. I hope everybody will be happy for just for the hearing, direct reading. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale. Am I audible?
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Yes, Mataji, very nice.
Okay. See, I'm forgetful. Namo Vishwapadaya Krishna Prasad Buddhaya Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dhyamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Deshadharine Panchapattarupesha Kripasintu Devicha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavino Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srimad Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please, all of you, please bless me. I'm very nervous, but all I have to do is read, and maybe sometime I can say something else if Prabhupada will give me some intelligence. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada Lilamrta by his divine, his gracious Sattvadas Goswami. Chapter 19, planting the seed. The seeds are not vegetables or fruits or anything like that. This is a devotional, the seed of devotion. That's what Prabhupada has planted. So we're going to read a few things. This is a dialogue between Hayagriva Maharaj. I'm not Hayagriva Maharaj, Hayagriva and Srila Prabhupada. So Hayagriva, his name before initiation was Howard. So that's what you told us this morning, Howard asked. Meaning, we are supposed to accept the spiritual master to be God. So then that means he is due to the same respect as God, being God's representative, Prabhupada replied calmly. So then he is not God. No, Prabhupada said, God is God. The spiritual master is his representative. Therefore, he is as good as God, because he can deliver God to the sincere disciple. Is that clear? So here also we can also understand in how Gurvastic prayers we chant in the morning, early morning for Mangalarti. Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Shastre Upastha Bhavetena Sabbi Kintu Prabhoya Priyeva Tasva Vande Viroshi Chanaravinda. So it means that the Guru is the Sakshat Hari. It's not Hari, but being a representative of Krishna Hari is Sakshat Hari. And he's also being offered those respect as his God. But he's not God. That is very clear. And he's delivering the message of the God to the sincere disciple. And that way, the sincere disciple can advance in spiritual life and learn more and also distribute and get help the spiritual master. So now, this is August 1966. It was makeshift, a storefront turned temple and a two-room apartment transformed into the Guru's residence and study. But it was complete nonetheless. So Prabhupada did not want so much a big place or anything. if he's provided, then he's very willing to use it for Krishna service. But this is in the beginning. 1966 was just the beginning. And so this is it, good for that time being. We still have this place. ISKCON has purchased it. It was a complete monastery amid the city slums. The temple, the storefront, was quickly becoming known among the hip underground of the Lower East Side. The courtyard was a strangely peaceful place for aspiring monks, with its little garden, bird sanctuary, and trees squeezed in between the front and rear buildings. The Swami's back room was the inner sanctum of the monastery. Each room had a flavor of its own, or rather, it took on its particular character from the Swami's activities there. So, because of such Prabhupada there, so that was, okay, that's good. I can read from there, right? So because it was very simple and everything, but because Prabhupada, pure devotee, has taken over, using for Krishna's service, so that's why it has a deep special flavor also. But the temple room was his kirtan and lecture. The lecture was always serious about, because of the everybody's pictures, I cannot read last words. Okay. The temple room was his kirtan and lecture. The lecture was always serious and formal. Even from the beginning, when there was no dance, and he had to sit on a straw mat facing a few guests. It was clear he was here to instruct, not to invite casual give and take dialogue. Questions had to wait until he finished speaking. The audience would sit on the floor and listen for 45 minutes as he delivered the Vedic knowledge intact, always speaking on the basis of Vedic authority, putting Sanskrit, quoting the previous spiritual masters, delivering perfect knowledge, supposed with reason and argument. While contending with noises of the street, he lectured with exacting scholarship and deeply committed devotion. It appeared that he had long ago mastered all the references and conclusions of his predecessors and had even come to anticipate all intellectual challenges. So Prabhupada was always like that from the beginning. He can face any philosophy or anything further than devotional service. So, and he has perfect answers for every question. It's very nice. That's what I have also heard and read. He also had kirtans in the storefront. Like the lectures and the kirtans were serious, but they were not so formal. Prabhupada was lenient leading kirtan. Visitors would bring harmoniums, wooden flutes, guitars, and they would follow the melody or create their own improvisation. And someone brought an old string bass and bow, and an inspired guest would always pick up the bow and play along. Some of the boys had found the innards of an upright piano waiting on the curb with someone's garbage, and they had brought it to the temple and placed it near the entrance. So at least they were bringing musical instruments, and then in a kirtan we can use anything, all kinds of musical instruments. And that is a success. Very nice melodies, kirtan. During a kirtan, freewheeling guests would run their hands over the wires, creating strange vibrations. Robert Nelson, several weeks back, had brought a large cymbal that now hung from the ceiling, dangling close by the Swami's palace. So there was no vyasasana or anything, only raised field, platform or anything. But it was a simple place and mat, and then from there, Prabhupada was sitting, leading kirtan and then speaking, explaining about Bhagavad Gita. But there was a limit to extravagance. Sometimes when a newcomer picked up the kartalas, newcomer picked up the kartalas and played them in a beat other than the standard 1, 2, 3. Swamiji would ask one of the boys to correct him, even at the risk of offending the guests. Prabhupada led chanting and drum with one hand on a small bowl. Even on this little bongo drum, he played Bengali rhythms. So interesting that a local Congo drummer used to come just to hear. The Swami gets in some good licks. That was in parentheses. The Swami's kirtans were a new high, and the boys would glance at each other with widening eyes and shaking heads as they responded to his chanting, comparing it to their previous drug experiences and signaling each other favorably. This is great. It's better than LSD. Hey, man, I am really getting high on this. And Prabhupada encouraged their newfound intoxication, because they were all hippies and then taking their drugs and everything, because they wanted to have their consciousness high. But now they found, without taking those drugs, that they can stay high, come to higher stage. And it is actually Krishna's mercy on them, because this is a devotional service, even though they don't know, but they are practicing devotional service. It's very wonderful because of Prabhupada. As a master of these kirtans, he was also acting expertly as Guru. Lord Chaitanya had said, there are no hard and fast rules for chanting the holy name. And Prabhupada brought the chanting to the Lord is silent, just that way. The kindergarten of spiritual life. He once called the temple. Here he taught the ABCs of Krishna consciousness, lecturing from Bhagavad Gita, and leading the group chanting of Hare Krishna. Sometimes, after the final kirtan, he would invite those who were interested to join him for further talks in his apartment. Prabhupada did not stay aloof just by himself and like that, but he was also inviting them for the association. So they bring and they come ask questions, and Prabhupada can answer by the deference of it from the scripture. Prabhupada is very merciful and lenient. In the back room of his apartment, Prabhupada was usually alone, especially in the early morning hours, 2, 3, and 4 a.m., when almost no one else was awake. In these early hours, his room was silent, and he worked alone in the intimacy of his relationship with Krishna. He would sit on the floor behind his suitcase desk, worshipping Krishna by typing the translations and purports of his Srimad Bhagavatam. But this same back room was also used for meetings, and anyone who brought himself to knock on the Swami's door would enter and speak with him at any time, face to face. Prabhupada would sit back for his typewriter and give his time to talking, listening, answering questions, sometimes arguing or joking. A visitor might sit alone with him for half an hour before someone else would knock, and Swamiji would invite the newcomer to join them. New guests would come and others would go, but Swamiji stayed and sat down and talked. Is it any way to clear just so, because we have all the pictures here. So that's why some of the words I cannot read on the right side. So that's why I have to do it from the book. So Prabhupada, very friendly, inviting them if they have any question, just talk. Prabhupada will just tell something about Krishna consciousness or just how the culture is, how the people, the persons they go on with their lives like that. Generally, visits were formal. His guests would ask philosophical questions and he would answer, much the same as after the lecture in the storefront. But occasionally, some of the boys who were becoming serious followers would monopolize his time, especially on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, when there was no evening lecture in the temple. Often they would ask him personal questions. What was it like when he first came to New York? What about India? Did he have followers there? Were his family members devotees of Krishna? What was his spiritual master like? And then Prabhupada would talk in a different way, quieter, more intimate and humorous. He told one morning in New York, he had first seen snow and thought someone had whitewashed the buildings. He told how he had spoken at several churches in Butler. And when the boys asked what kind of churches they were, he smiled and replied, I don't know. And they laughed with him. He will reminiscence. Because I also didn't know before, but now after coming here and seeing so many different churches. There are so many, some are Methodist, some are, what is one? Here is a Methodist church right here nearby. And some are Canadian, Episcopal church and all these different things like that. So in the beginning, I thought the church is church, all these Christians go there, and that's it. And we will be to temples. And churches, he smiled and replied, I don't know. And they laughed with him. He would reminisce freely about the British control of India and about Indians' politics. He told them it was not so much Gandhi as Subhash Chandra Bose who had liberated India. Subhash Chandra Bose had gone outside of India and started the Indian National Army. He entered into an agreement with Hitler that Indian soldiers fighting for British India who surrendered to the Germans could be returned to the Indian National Army to fight against the British. And it was this show of force by Bose more than Gandhi's non-violence which led to India's independence. thought of his childhood at the turn of the century, when street lamps were gaslit and carriages and horse-drawn trams were only vehicles on Calcutta's dusty streets. These talks charmed the boys even more than the transcendental philosophy of Bhagavad Gita and drew them affectionately to him. He told about his father, Gaur Mohan Dey, a pure Vaishnava. His father had been a cloth merchant, and his family had been intimately related with the aristocratic Maliks of Calcutta. The Maliks had a deity of Krishna, and Prabhupada's father had given him a deity to worship as a child. He used to imitate the worship of the Govinda deity in the Malik's temple. As a boy, he had held his own Rath Yatra festivals each year, imitating in miniature the gigantic festival of Jagannath Puri. And his father's friends used to joke, "Oh, the Rath Yatra ceremony is going on at your home and you do not invite us? What is this?" His father would reply, "This is a child's play, that's all." But the neighbors said, "Oh, child's play, you are avoiding us by saying it's for children." Actually, Rath Yatra is for everyone. Because we are here, we see all the, any age, everybody is there on the Rath Yatra. Prabhupada fondly remembered his father, who had never wanted him to be a worldly man, who had given him lessons in Mridanga, and who had prayed to visiting sadhus, prayed to his visiting sadhus that one day the boy would grow up to be a devotee of Radharani. And I remember about the Jagannath Rath Yatra festival, that cart, when Prabhupada is Abhay Charan as a small boy, and he had seen the Rath Yatra, so then he wanted to perform the Rath Yatra. And he said, he was just demanding that I want to make Rath Yatra for Jagannath. So then he was just crying and falling on down and making tantrum. So then one of the lady was going by, and then she asked what he wants, why is he crying? So then his father said he wants to have a Rath Yatra festival, and he wants a car. So that lady said, actually I do have a car, but it's kind of old, but I have no use for it. If you can have it for him. So that's me go. Krishna has arrangement for everything for Prabhupada. So then finally, father brought that card. She didn't ask for any money. She just blessed for the child. So then his Gaur Mohan Dey, Prabhupada's father, he started decorating and painting and making very nice, and make canopies and everything, like small little card for Jagannath. And then Prabhupada was very happy. Abhay Charan was very happy to see the card, and then he was very, it's like a plate for the child children. He was inviting his friends also, they were all doing kirtan, and that it was a regular clothing is a dhoti and kurta for all male persons. So in the small boys also, like here we see in the devotee community, the small children are also wearing dhoti and kurta or maybe t-shirt or whatever. But and then girls are wearing long skirt and or maybe chunni and odhani, something like that. But not the ones different clothes that we wear here, pants and things like that. So that time it was like that. And I remember then when I was little, we were just wearing a dress, that's all. Different kinds, yeah. But parents just come here. Okay, one night he told how he had met his spiritual master. This he's talking to those boys that came and they were asking questions about how he did and what he did and how was it like that. So he's explaining, telling them about this, what happened, how he met the spiritual master. He told how he had begun his own chemical business, but had left home and in 1959 had taken sannyas. The boys were interested, but so ignorant of things Prabhupada was talking about that at the mention of a word like mridanga or sannyas, they would have to ask what it meant. And he would go on conversational tangents. Describing Indian spices, Indian grounds, even Indian women, and whatever he spoke about, he would eventually shine up it in the light of the Shastra. So whatever he said, it was not just saying it out of his mind or like that, intelligent, but according to Shastra, he was backing up with the Shastra. He did not ration out the such talk, but gave it out abundantly by the hour, day after day, as long as there was a real live inquiry. It's not that only for short period of time or just this is it, I don't want to do there anymore, like that, not like that. He was very freely giving time to all these inquiries. At noon, the front room became a dining hall, and in the evenings, a place of intimate worship. Prabhupada had kept the room with its 12-foot square hardwood parquet floor, clean and bare. The solitary coffee table against the wall between the two courtyard windows was the only furniture. Daily at noon, a dozen men were now taking lunch here with him. The meal was cooked by Keith, who spent the whole morning in the kitchen. At first, Keith had cooked only for the Swami. He had mastered the art of cooking dal, rice, and sabji in the Swami's 3-tier boiler. And usually there had been enough for 1 or 2 guests as well. But soon, more guests had begun to gather. And Prabhupada had told Keith to increase the quantity, abandoning the small 3-tier cooker, until he was cooking for a dozen hungry men. The boarders, Raphael and Don, though not so interested in the Swami's talk, would arrive punctually each day for prasada. So Prabhupada always mentioned that prasadam is our little weapon. That it doesn't go in vain, it always works. Prasadam. Sometimes we see that, or when we are talking to somebody, then like when we go on Harinam, we talk, but they're not so much interested. They say, oh no, it's okay, I don't know. Sometimes we try to give you the small booklet. I say, it's okay. So, but then when we give some cookie or something, the prasada, so they take it and eat it. So that's why it is like, the prasadam is a little weapon of Krishna. Not Krishna, actually, it's for Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. Usually with a friend or two who had wandered into the storefront. Steve would drop by from his job at the welfare office. The Mott Street group would come, and there were others. The kitchen was stocked. This Steve is mentioned. It's a Tupara. this was because it was in the beginning, his name was Srila. The kitchen was stocked and standard Indian spices, fresh chilies, fresh ginger root, whole cumin seed, turmeric, and asafoetida. Keith mastered the basic cooking techniques and passed them on to Chuck, who became his assistant. So Keith became a Kitsanananda, and Chuck became a Chidananda after the initiation. Some of the other boys would stand at the doorway of the narrow kitchenette to watch Keith as one thick pancake chapati after another, blew up like an inflated balloon football over the open flame and then took its place in the steaming stack. While the fine basmati rice boiled to a moist, fluffy white finish and the sabji simmered, the noon cooking would climax with the chawns. Keith prepared the chawns exactly as Swamiji had shown him. Over the flame, he set a small metal cup, half filled with clarified butter, and then put in cumin seeds. When the seeds turned almost black, he added chilies, and as the chilies blackened, a choking smoke began to pour from the cup. Now the chawns was ready. With his cook's tongue, Keith lifted the cup, its boiling, crackling mixture, fuming like a sorcerer's kettle, and brought it to the edge of the pot of boiling down. He opened the tight cover slightly, dumped the boiling chunks into the gun with a flick of his wrist, and immediately pressed the lid. Wow! The meeting of the chunks and dal created an explosion, which was then greeted by cheers from the doorway, signifying that the cooking was now complete. This final operation was so volatile that it once blew the top of the pot to the ceiling with a loud smash, causing minor burns to Keith's hand. Some of the neighbors complained of acrid, penetrating fumes, but the devotees loved it. It's nice. Yeah. When lunch was ready, Swamiji would wash his hands and mouth in the bathroom and come out into the front room. His soft, pink bottom feet always bare, his saffron dhoti reaching down to his ankles. He would stand by the coffee table, which held the picture of Lord Chaitanya and his associates, while his own associates stood around him against the walls. Keith would bring in a big tray of chapatis, stacked by the dozens, and place it on the floor before the altar table, along with the pots of rice, dal, and sabji. Swamiji would then recite the Bengali prayer for offering food to the Lord, and all present would follow him by bowing down, knees and head to the floor, and approximating the Bengali prayer one word after at a time. While the steam and mixed aromas drifted up like an offering of incense before the picture of Lord Chaitanya, the Swami's followers bowed their heads to the wooden floor and mumbled the prayer. It's very nice. Prabhupada then said with his friends, see, Prabhupada saw everything by his own personal behavior. He bowed down, so then because, oh yes, we should also bow down. We also do like that. That's how the children learn. So then in a spiritual sense, we can then it's like they are children because they don't know anything but not by Prabhupada association. They are following Prabhupada in offering obeisances. Prabhupada then sat with his friends, eating the same prasadam as they, with the addition of the banana and a metal bowl full of hot milk. He would slice the banana by pushing it downward against the edge of the bowl, letting the slices fall into the hot milk. Prabhupada's open decree that everyone should eat as much as prasadam as possible created a humorous mood and a family feeling. No one was allowed simply to sit, picking at his food, nibbling politely. They ate with gusto. Swamiji almost insisted upon. If he saw someone not eating heartily, he would call the person's name and smilingly protest. Why are you not eating? Take prasadam. And he would laugh. When I was coming to your country on the boat, he said, I thought, how will the Americans ever eat this food? And as the boys pushed their plates forward for more, kids would reserve seconds, more rice, dal, chapatis, and such. After all, it was spiritual. You were supposed to eat a lot. It would purify you. It would free you from Maya. Besides, it was good, delicious, spicy. This was better than American food. It was like chanting. It was far out. You got high from eating this food. It's nice. Also, we see that Lord Chaitanya's devotees, they eat up to the neck. That's what described in Chaitanya's Chaitanya. And they will all become, he was supposed to eat a lot, yes. Because then if you eat a lot, then you won't have any more hankering for eating. Yes. Then you will eat something, this is not prasad. Like that. Because that's how they would do, they go out and into the store, they can buy. There was like one time, it was like the donuts. There's some people, they would get the donuts and coffee, and they would eat. The Prabhupada saw that, and then Prabhupada said, no, you shouldn't eat there. You should come here and take prasadam. So because he wants them to become purified. So, it's very nice. Prabhupada is wonderful. One boy, Stanley, was quite young, and Prabhupada, almost like a doting father, watched over him as he ate. Stanley's mother had personally met Prabhupada and said that only if he took personal care of her son would she allow him to live in the monastery. Prabhupada complied. He diligently encouraged the boy until Stanley gradually took on a voracious appetite and began consuming 10 chapatis at a sitting. And would have taken more had Swamiji not told him to stop. But aside from Swamiji's limiting Stanley to 10 chapatis, the word was always more. Take more. When Prabhupada was finished, he would rise and leave the room. Kids would catch a couple of volunteers to help him clean, and the others would leave. In the beginning, Prabhupada was doing everything. He would shopping, then he would cook, prepare everything and cook. And he would himself serve the prasad to everyone. But offering the food to the pictures, Panchatattva, whatever he had in Bhakti Siddhanta, Prabhupada, like that. And he would serve the prasadam to by himself. Then he learned the art, so then he was doing It's very nice. Occasionally on a Sunday, Prabhupada himself would cook a feast with special Indian dishes. Still said, Swamiji personally cooked the prasada and then served it to us upstairs in his front room. We all sat in rows, and I remember him walking up and down in between the rows of boys, passing before us with his bare feet and serving us with a spoon from different parts. He would ask, what did we want? Did we want more of this? And he would serve us with pleasure. These dishes were not ordinary, but sweets and savories, like sweet rice and kachoris, with special taste. Prabhupada loved kachoris. So it's one of his nicknames also, Kachori Mukhi. Because when he was small, then his mother would make kachoris. And here on Bandi, like a west side, it's called Bandi. So we have the pockets. So he will get there. And the neighbors, they will also give him kachori. So then every pockets are full with kachori. And sometimes you go out wandering on the street and there's persons who are making kachoris and selling. So they will also give him kachori. And he would take their goods on like that. So all the pockets will be full of kachoris. Once he came up to me and asked what I would like more. Would I like some more sweet rice? In my early misconception of spiritual life, I thought I should deny myself what I liked best. So I asked for some more plain rice. But even that plain rice was fancy yellow rice with fried cheese balls. On off nights, his apartment was quiet. He might remain alone for the whole evening, typing and translating Srimad Bhagavatam, or talking in a relaxed atmosphere to just one or two guests up until 10. But the meeting But on the meeting nights, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, there was activity in every room of his apartment. He wasn't alone anymore. His new followers were helping him, and they shared in his spirit of trying to get people to chant Hare Krishna and hear of Krishna consciousness. In the back room, he worked on his translation of the Bhagavatam or spoke with guests up until 6, when he would go to take his bath. Sometimes he would have to wait until the bathroom was full. He had introduced his young followers to the practice of taking 2 baths a day. And now he was sometimes inconvenienced by having to share his bathroom. And it also says that Grihasthas also to take baths 2 times a day, morning and evening. And sannyasi, they take at least 3 or sometimes more. This is how you in the back room. In the back room, he worked on his translation of the Bhagavatam or spoke with guests. I think I read that 2 months a day, yeah. After his bath, he would come into the front room where his assembled followers would sit around him. He would sit on a mat facing his picture of the Panchatattva. And after putting a few drops of water in his left palm from a small metal spoon and bowl, he would rub a lump of Vrindavan clay in the water, making a wet paste. He would then apply the clay markings of Vaishnava tilak, dipping into the yellowish paste in his left hand and with the ring finger of his right. He would scrape wet clay from his palm, and by looking into a small mirror, which he held roughly between the thumb and pinky of his left hand, he would mark a vertical clay streak of his whole forehead, and then trim the clay into two parallel lines by placing the little finger of his right hand between his eyebrows and running it upwards past the hairline, clearing a path in the still moist clay. Then he marked 11 other places on his body. While the boys sat observing, sometimes asking questions or sometimes speaking their own understandings of Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada said, my Guru Maharaj used to put on tilak without a mirror. The devotee said, did it come out neat? Prabhupada said, neat or not neat, that does not matter. Yes, it was also neat. Prabhupada would then silently recite the Gayatri Mantra, holding his Brahman's sacred thread and looping it around his right thumb. He would sit erect, silently moving his lips. His bare shoulders and arms were quite thin, as was his chest, but he had a round, slightly protruding belly. His complexion was as satiny, smooth as a young boy's, except for his face, which bore signs of age. The movements of his hands were methodical, aristocratic, yet delicate. He picked up two brass bells in his left hand and began ringing them. Then, lighting two sticks of incense from the candle near the picture of Lord Chaitanya and his associates, he began waving the incense slowly in small circles before Lord Chaitanya while still ringing the bells. He looked deeply at the picture and continued cutting spirals of fragrant smoke, all the while ringing the bells. None of the boys knew what he was doing, although he did it every evening, but it was ceremony. It meant something. The boys began to call the ceremony bells. After bells, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it would usually be time for this evening kirtan. Some of the devotees would already be downstairs greeting guests and explaining about the Swami and the chanting. But without the Swami, nothing could be. No one knew how to sing or drum, and no one dared think of leading the mantra of chanting without him. Only when he entered at 7 o'clock could it begin. Freshly showered and dressed in his clean Indian hand-woven cloth, his arms and body decorated with arrow-like Vaishnava markings, Prabhupada would leave his apartment and go downstairs to face another ecstatic opportunity to glorify Krishna. The tiny temple would be crowded with wild, unbrahmanical, candid young Americans. I don't know how much should I read. Is it? Should I stop? Because all I do is reading. I don't know much. Yeah.
You want to go another 5 minutes, Shiji?
Okay. Dawn was a rest of Swamiji's tolerance. He had lived in the storefront for months, working little and not trying to change his habits. He had a remarkable speech, affection instead of talking. he enunciated his words as he was reciting them from a book. And he never used contractions. It wasn't that he was intellectual, just that somehow he had developed a plan to abolish his natural dialect. Don's speech struck people as bizarre, like it might be the result of too many drugs. It gave him the air of being not an ordinary being, and he continuously took marijuana, even after Swamiji had asked those who lived with him not to. Sometimes during the day, his girlfriend would join him in the storefront, and they would sit together, talking intimately and sometimes kissing. But she liked the Swami. He even gave some money once. He liked living in the storefront, and Swamiji didn't complain. But others did. One day, an interested newcomer dropped by the storefront and found Don alone, surrounded by the sharp aroma of marijuana. You've been smoking pot, but the Swami doesn't want anyone smoking here. Don denied it. I haven't been smoking. You are not speaking the truth. The boy then reached in the Don's shirt pocket and pulled out a joint. And Don hit him in the face. Several of the boys found out. They weren't sure what was right. What would the Swami do? What do you do if someone smokes pot? Even though a devotee was not supposed to, could it be allowed sometimes? They put the matter before Swamiji. Prabhupada took it very seriously, and he was upset, especially about the violence. He hit you? He asked the boy. I will go down myself and kick him in the head. But then Prabhupada thought about it and said that Don should be asked to leave, but Don had already left. The next morning, during Swamiji's class, Don appeared at the front door. From his dais, Swamiji looked out at Don with great concern. But his first concern was for ISKCON. Ask him, Prabhupada requested Roy, who sat nearby. If he has marijuana, then he cannot come in. Our society, Prabhupada was like an anxious father, afraid for the life of his infant ISKCON. Roy went to the door and told Don he would have to give up his drugs if he entered, and Don walked away. I think I'll stop here.
Thank you, and thank you so much, Vinita Mataji, also for sharing the screen. While Mataji was reading and explaining, it was very, very interesting. I had not read this chapter earlier. Thank you so much, Kaumodaki Mataji. So much Prabhupada went through. I can't even imagine all this. Thank you so much for your association and helping us understand. Hare Krishna.
It was announced as a summary study, but I didn't do any summary. I said, I'm just going to read from it.
That's perfect, Mataji.
Because you to make a summary, I have to read the whole thing and it takes longer time to me. I'm just slow reader, like you have all observed how slow I'm reading.
Perfect, Mataji. That was perfect.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Kaumodaki Mataji. Thank you so much for this Lilamrta session, Mataji. It was always pleasure to hear from you, Mataji, your personal realizations also in between your sharing, Mataji. Very nice, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for taking up this chapter and reading it and sharing your personal realizations. Very wonderful, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Kaumodaki Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. First of all, thank you so much, Mataji, for taking your time and giving this association. It's very, very nice. Thank you, Mataji. I'm so happy this chapter you were able to do it. And very nice chapter, Mataji. So much Prabhupada was teaching to everyone, and how Prabhupada was, teaching how to put the, what do you call that? Seasoning on the top of the dal. And it was like a big experiment for them over there, and the detailed explanation how and how to do, and how each and every small thing, right? Prabhupada was explaining everything, how to put tilak, and it's okay if it is not neat also. And you have to eat nice prasadam that will help you in progressing Krishna conscious. That is very nice. I mean, so many beautiful points, Mataji. Such a beautiful chapter, right? We could see how much Srila Prabhupada has went through. Um,
Yes.
so beautiful, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji, for such a beautiful association. Very grateful to you, Mataji. Hari Bol.
And I have also seen the people here, they use two hands to eat. Sometimes just the left hand to eat. Actually, we should not use the left hand to eat anywhere. Only right hand we should be eating. But so then I think maybe sometime Prabhupada has also corrected them somewhere. But it's not, as far as what I read, it's not there. So, but somewhere, you should eat with the right hand, not the left hand. That's it.
Yeah, yes, Mataji, so true. We should not use the left hand. The other day, Vrinda was chanting, and she was chanting with the left hand. I didn't realize that she was chanting with the left hand. She always have a confusion with right and left, and she was doing a Facebook Live. The other friend messaged me, Vrinda is chanting so beautifully, but she's chanting with the left hand. And then I said, oh my God, Krishna, I didn't know that she was chanting with the left hand. And then I said, next day, don't do this. Then she said, I get confused, Mama, which is left and which is right. Then I explained her, okay, this is right hand. I was telling detailedly, this hand supposed to be not used for anything else. Okay, this is everything. Whenever you're giving something to someone or doing something, supposed to use the right hand. Then she said, okay, Mommy, next time I will do that. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you for giving me opportunity to at least purify myself by little reading.
Hare Krishna, Kaumodaki Mataji, Dandavat Pranamal, Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Nice to see you, Mataji. Very beautifully readed, Mataji. Thank you so much for your beautiful association. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Radha Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Kaumodaki Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you for your service. Thank you so much. It was so sweet to hear you read this chapter. There were so many things that kind of made me giggle as you were reading. And I really loved your realizations that you shared with us as well. And it's just so sweet to hear how patient Srila Prabhupada was and how kind he was. He spent so much time with all of these, young hippies, answering their questions patiently and telling them about his experiences in India. And it was just, I could just picture the whole thing. It was so, so sweet, so sweet. So thank you so much, Mataji, for your service. I truly appreciate it. Hare Krishna.
Beautiful, Mataji. Hare Krishna. I always see you, on a call, asking questions and also encouraging everyone and also playing, very fine. The devotees is very, very nice. Very nice quality. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. No, Mataji. It is devotees like you who are so inspiring, and I'm so grateful to be in your association. So, so very grateful. Thank you.
Maybe someday we will hear the different name started with T.
Yes, I can't wait to hear them.
Yeah, first you will have to hear, then we will be able to hear.
Hare Krishna, HG Kaumodaki Mataji, Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Shri Radha Gopinath ki Jai. Thank you, Mataji, for your deep devotional association. Explained so nicely, Srila Prabhupada Amrita, that how to wear sari. Prabhupada will teach, and how to wear, and they wear a skirt, long skirt, and chunni, odhni, and Vaishnava etiquette, and how to talk, and it is very hard. Those who are not knowing about Lord Krishna and Srimati Shri Radharani teach them the basic principle, and Prabhupada has lots of patience, Mataji. I am starting reading Srila Prabhupada because of the HG Supriya Mataji, and Vrinda Gopi sent me a 2 book, Mataji, but the tears is not stopped when we read Srila Prabhupada Amrita, Mataji. We are like a Mataji, choti baat mein we become a depressed, and how we will preach and how we will do seva, and see the Prabhupada, each and every step he is passing from so much difficulty, but so much patience. He has full faith in a lotus feet of Shri Radha Vrindavaneshwari and lotus feet of HH Bhakti, Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Thank you, Mataji. Koti Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Shri Radha Gopinath ki Jai, HG Kaumodaki Mataji ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Amrita ki Jai.
Mataji, your glories to you. You are very wonderful devotee. Always glorifying the devotees. Thank you very much. And you are so wonderful. You also take notes, and whole class you can repeat after the class. It's very nice.
Today I went to UPS office for one Mataji's seva. That's why not become a notes, Mataji. Please forgive me, but I will send notes to you. Koti Dandavat Pranam. We learn a lesson from you. Patiently we have to pass the material problem, Mataji. We learn a lesson from you. How much patience you have. Prabhuji, Pradyumna Prabhuji get up early in the morning, 3:30 he start japa in Adi Gadadhar Prabhuji's class, Mataji, in Atlanta, Paniatikam. Hari Gauranga Mataji. You both are attending HG Lal Govind Prabhuji class also. Hari Gauranga. Pray for us, Mataji. Pray for us. So Srila Prabhupada.
I'm attending Bhakti Sangha. And then, in the evening, and also have started classes, but I'm always late because I difficult to connecting. I always forget how to do it and then catch it. But I'm angry. But actually, and I get to hear. It's very nice. Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, Maharaj is coming. HH Jaipataka Maharaj is coming tomorrow. Pray for us that we will serve so sincerely all the disciple and Maharaj Mataji. HH Jaipataka Maharaj tomorrow coming at Atlanta, Paniatida.
It's very nice. Yeah, I heard that yesterday. I heard that Jaipataka Maharaj is coming.
At present, he is in New Jersey.
It's very nice. He is only completely on the spiritual platform. This body is not hindrance for him at all, only spiritual. It's serving Srila Prabhupada in Taiwan, nothing can stop him. He's so wonderful. Exalted devotee.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Is Jaipataka Swami coming at Chicago too?
I don't know what is his schedule, but I know that he's wonderful. First time when we went to Mayapur, and he was, so we were just going in, and then we went up to all the sea in a house upstairs and all the way top. Then open stage. And didn't know that they were going a meeting. The Japatakama and other gurus, and they were there. So then we saw them, and then we just immediately came downstairs.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, and then afterwards, so he saw us again, and he said, "Did you have prasadam?" There's a prasadam there. we can take prasadam there. Then I say, yes, we will. We had already taken prasadam, and we usually take one time, and second time just we take, if hungry, then we can just get some fruit and eat that. So, but then we say, yes, we'll take prasadam. It's very nice.
Yes, Mataji.
Always, he doesn't have to know anyone, but he just invites everyone. Just like family members, say, come, take prasadam. And how are you? And also one time in parikrama, it was very hot. So then he had this cream to protect from the sunburn. So he was giving out everyone, please stay in the shade, don't go out in a hot sun and all this. He was saying that to everyone. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Yes, Mataji, I was so fortunate. I met him too at Chicago when he came, and when I went to Bahrain, I met him, and at India also I met him. So I can't speak the words what I got feelings for him. Jai Pataka Swami.
Very wonderful.
Very wonderful.
Radhanath Maharaj also, we have also.
Same. Yeah, same.
Is very wonderful also.
Yes.
Because,
I met him so many times here at Chicago.
Yeah, it's very
always, yeah.
And he doesn't expect any special treatment.
Yeah.
He doesn't. And he just likes the, okay, whatever comes, that's okay. Whatever is, it's fine. Like one time we were there in Philadelphia, Rath Yatra, and after Rath Yatra, there's prasadam. But Maharaj was sitting underneath the tree. But then sometime, I think somebody brought a plate of prasadam. That they were, everybody's taking prasadam. That they were done prasadam for this distribution. So he didn't want anything special. He just honored prasadam. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And his kirtan is so nice. He just, just draws to him. We can just, and classes are also very nice.
Very, very nice, his classes.
Especially Mataji Shri Chaitanya Charanamrita. Every day Maharaj, and Maharaj is not able to speak, Mataji. So much hard time, Mataji. Coughing is coming, and sometimes it is very difficult to speak Krishna conscious for Maharaj, but still no, not that. The meaning is this. So Maharaj is correct, the translation, Senior Brahmachari. So it is touch to heart, Mataji, that it's very hard to speak, but still he given a Krishna conscious. At present also Maharaj health is not good, but like he is welcoming all the Vaishnavas in New Jersey like this, and like taking a bath, taking a hug to all the Vaishnavas of New York and New Jersey in airport.
Yeah, very pure. They don't see any difference. Then Nityananda's mercy, Lord Chaitanya's mercy. Oh, Lord. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Yashamati Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Mataji, anybody want to share their realizations for this summary class? Okay, Mataji.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very moving summary. How you read the parts of the paragraphs and explained Prabhupada's qualities, and it is so. We can really see before our eyes that how Prabhupada dealt with all of them. He was one among them. he cooked and he served them with so much of love and affection, and so nice, Mataji. And hearing from you is amazing. Thank you so much for your time and association.
Really, thank you, Mataji. I haven't done anything. I just read what is in there.
No, Mataji. We are very fortunate to have your association, Mataji. That devotion and appreciation of Prabhupada from your heart is so touching, Mataji. Thank you so much. Please bless us that we'll all be, loyal to Srila Prabhupada and be in this movement and, spread the movement like how he wanted us to do.
Well, you're doing very wonderful, Seva. Very nice classes, Bhagavad Gita and all the different classes, and also overboard and different places, not just in America, out of America. It's very nice that you're doing this.
All by your blessings, Mataji. Thank you so much.
I always like to hear what you. It's very nice. And I especially, it's very fond of the one that you one time, last Panchadhyaya.
Yeah, that was just a copy paste somewhere. Mataji. Yeah, we are so.
I was just all ears. It's very, very nice. So you're doing all the classes are nice, but that was just wonderful.
Thank you, Mataji. You must have heard so many classes, and you're such a nice, wonderful senior devotee, and you're still remembering that. That is just my humble offering to all the devotees, and just requesting your blessings, Mataji.
Your blessings are already, you have so many blessings for all the devotees. Just and everybody else, I'm also included in there. Thank you, Mataji. Very wonderful.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you so much once again, Kaumodaki Mataji, for coming on the call and giving your very valuable and precious association, Mataji, and giving this summary and sharing your personal realizations. Thank you so much, Mataji. So with this note, I would like to pay my obeisances to you and all the devotees on the call. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha krupa sindhubhyaeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai, Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Prabhupada Lilamrta ki jai. Har Grace Kaumodaki Mataji ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Everyone for joining today's Lilamrta session. We'll meet again on Monday for mid-morning, tomorrow for the early morning class. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I'm so happy you're not able to join morning classes on Friday, but you're joining mid-morning. I'm so happy for you.